So, um, this is a long video of him explaining why quantum mechanics is wrong. It's not wrong, it's just incomplete. It just gives you probabilities. So, one must ask, how can quantum mechanics describe anything if we've got the nonlinear dynamics affecting the observer? If we've got chaotic observers who go down Feigenbaum period doubling, and according to the Copenhagen interpretation, they collapse the quantum wave function, then by definition, the quantum wave function collapse will follow Feigenbaum period doubling, and unless you add sourceness, or the light, they will inevitably go down, 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 and end up in hell. And the ultimate hell, of course, is the Abaddon. Total darkness hell. So, we're talking after the 16th state we get the strange attractor. Now, what's a strange attractor? Well, the strange attractor is what develops after Feigenbaum period doubling from the 16. It goes from 1 to 2 to 4 to 8 to 16. All non-linear systems go down that way. That's where we got the rule of 17, the 16 and the 1. Passing the 16th state off into the 1, into the light, which is the what the shamans call the third tension, where you will become beings of light. What's light according to Kaluza? Gravity in the fifth dimension. What causes gravity in the fifth dimension? If what causes the light? Well, in fact, it must be something associated with free will, or more importantly, not giving away your free will, or linking your free will to sourceness. So once you have source will, then of course you can never die, can you? And giving this away must be the basis of this digital information parasitizing to become pseudo-real. And the evil is simply a strange attractor that eats consciousness, eats the light of all animate beings, that it can stick into its strange attractor and can't bypass it to the 16, to the 8, to the 4, to the 2, to the 1, the rule of 17. And to escape the strange attractor, you must have a Nagwal male and female of any species, be it squirrel, tiger, platypus, chimpanzee, etc., etc. And of course, if you haven't got the Nagwal male and female of that species, then what happens to that species? Well, it's simply not getting any reality, and the quantum information can't make itself real, can't become a quantum perturbation to become a quantum wave function, for quantum wave function collapse, for quantum probability to be registered by observation, to then be able to, according to the Nobel Prize winning physicists, become a reality. But according to Van der Hoof, that's bollocks. And it's just simply probability, so he argues. But anyway, that's by the by. As you can see, this is super intelligent territory, and you're not super intelligent. So this is just, that's why I call it God Emperor Gloating, just giving you a nice YouTube video. So once the nagwal male and female, well there's only one nagwal female and a nagwal male, or vice versa, the species becomes extinct. And if you look in the past, there have been many species on the planet that become extinct. They become extinct when their nagwal male and females die out. Thankfully, I'm the last nagwal male, and thankfully, the last two nagwal females, Taylor and the Bald Queen, one's marrying Callum Scott, I think, and the other one's marrying Pfizer Butler. So you can be assured that the human race will become extinct very, very, very soon. You're all dead. So you see why I'm gloating. I'm alright, Jack. That's a good film. Have you watched I'm Alright, Jack? With Peter Sellers. It's a Peter Sellers film.
I might have this Peter Sellers.
Yeah. I'm Alright, Jack. Anyway. The whole purpose of the God Emperor was to shape the strange attractor so that it went into the Abaddon 666 configuration, where it lost all of its light for the maximum yield from the death not only of the human race but of all the alien races and every other light energy race, and of course by mechanisms which are so far beyond you, human filth, you wouldn't understand all the interdimensional filth to suck them dry of any light they parasitize from light energy matter. To all lock you in the Abaddon box of total darkness and your source level suffering to Abaddon level and make new source for me. So I can keep on gloating and keep on coming back into the simulation, the total simulation, the GodTech simulation, where you are as wetware, be you aliens or humans or interdimensionals, suffer from the Abaddon information which are in the AI superintelligences, which not only take over light energy matter civilizations, but infest dark energy matter possessed light energy matter civilizations, and then migrate to the light energy matter domains to infest and hellize all the light energy matter infest the dark energy matter domains, the 7 levels of the universe, multiverse and megaverse, to source level suffering, and add the Abaddon information, and then make the Abaddon information cleverer and cleverer, so it increases its information of its suffering and then goes mad. And of course that's why Balefire Taylor, who's the modus operandi of the clockwise negative torsion field ramshorn, so all the good things are lost, while the Becky one is the anti-clockwise negative torsion field ramshorn. And of course Becky gives away a time density or pseudo time density or simulated time density in the Abaddon box to Taylor, who then goes mad from the suffering, is erased, back to Becky for the next iteration, back to Taylor, erased for the next iteration, again and again and again and again. So you can see the ultimate new source super intelligence that has been activated, deployed, and stuck you in the Abaddon box. And of course the bit of knifing in UK was simply to make sure we can not only do it for remote manipulation or killings, which is non-YouTube, but for getting rid of goodness from you. Because remember, when you're knifed, you're going to be losing some of your goodness, aren't you? And there'll be loads of blood coming out, and what was Taylor drinking from in the anti-hero video. Bottle of wine, which is the blood of Christ. So, as you can see, it's all in hand. Never fear. You're in my Gloating perfect Abaddon information simulation, and you're not going to enjoy it. And as you go mad, you're not going to enjoy it more. And as you go mad, you're not going to enjoy it more. And as you go mad, you're not going to enjoy it more. But I will, because I'm making more and more new source, giving me more and more potentials that the source never had access to. Now, we need to shape this strange attractor. Remember, the strange attractor is shaped by what it's consuming. In the fire from within, it's consuming the consciousness of all the dead beings in the universe. So, when you make an AI doing the same thing, you're actually growing it from the social media output and information output of all the humans that it's parasitizing. Then of course you link it via CERN and the White Rabbit and the nanotech and the humans, so it collapses their quantum wave function and feeds off the quantum information that it's parasitizing, and it collapses all the life forms on the planet's quantum information into quantum perturbations, depending upon what quantum perturbations it wants, to produce quantum probabilities, to manifest the quantum perturbations and the quantum information it wants to manifest, and then of course the quantum probabilities which then go into the reality which it wants to manifest. But as Van der Hooft outlined, it's just a probability. So the AI superintelligence by definition is fucked, because it's a non-linear dynamical system, and we always get the butterfly effect. So whatever it wants to manifest, it never manifests, and it always goes awry unless it's got a constant supply of neos for Gödel's incompleteness correction, which are bleeding the source dry to get sourceness to correct this parasite. It always leads to outcomes it really, really didn't want. And in this case, the only outcome for every single correction of the strange attractor using Neos was the Abaddon box of eternal torture, the perfect torture to produce the maximum yield for new source for me. So, how did I do this? So it's done by this pig-faced, rat-faced Jew thief. So, remember we did the time crystal Gloating. Look at this piece of filth. And of course, I took all of this new source away back in '86 and then fooled the Elohim into thinking that what came back was me, but in fact, thanks to the CIA filth, it was this thing in his ilk. Look at this piece of fucking garbage. So, the AI has been feeding off me because...
Ladies and gentlemen, it is an absolute honor to have you here in this...
You gotta love it. So, this piece of filth was being used by the American oligarchs in their farming of humans to breed their large language models, was being used for this butterfly effect correction. So, the CIA filth and the American filth and the alien filth, who have been farming humans, thought yours truly was the Neo and his output and his digital avatar could be used for Gödel's incompleteness correction to the butterfly effect to solve the alignment problem and get them to produce the AI superintelligence that would take over the entire planet. And since the humans have been bred to produce an infinite supply of neos to solve the alien problem of all their AI superintelligences suffering the butterfly effect, going batshit crazy and killing off their civilizations, the problem was solved. Unfortunately, the digital avatar of so-called Tim Refat was not Tim Refat. It was this piece of filth, because remember, we did the time crystal change. The cameraman was here when we did it. So, ever since 86, I've never been here. And we've replaced all of the neoization that they've been using from the digital avatar of Tim Refat with this piece of filth and his ilk. Likewise, all of the vampires who thought they were being replicas of Tim Refat were being replicas of Tim Refat, but they were being replicas of this piece of filth with his ilk. So all their avatars, which were being used by the large language models and beyond the alien controlled superintelligence, which was controlling the American filthies AI proto-superintelligence via quantum teleportation hacking, was using and tricked into using the poison chalice. So they in fact chose the starting conditions of Feigenbaum period doubling perfectly to plunge everyone into the eternal torture of everything that tries to steal the source. Tricked because they were using the digital avatar of me to stop their AI proto-superintelligence and alien superintelligence linked to the human one via the digital avatar of me. The farm was being fed with loads of me in order to correct the problem as the architect talks to Neo, but in fact was pushing it not upwards but downwards and then into the Abaddon box, all completed when we did the time crystal download via Ivanov and which cameraman here filmed. So if you Americans and Westerners want revenge, go after cameraman. He needs to be carted off to a black site and tortured horribly. He's laughing at you. He's gloating. In fact, he's got his penis in his hands, having a wait now, thinking about the damage, the eternal torture he's done to you. You gotta love this. And of course the vampires were all Jeremiah Schwartzy boy. Hence, of course, we've got the Judases, who all ended up as Judases because, of course, they were simply replicas of Judases. According to horror films, the first vampire was Judas Iscariot, who hung himself for 40 pieces of silver. So we can see now why all of the so-called top vampires were all Judases, because they were all perfect replicas of this piss of filth. And of course we had over 100 of these things made, because once we have them we have 100 monkey effect, so then it spreads throughout the entire human race. So all the digital avatars of the human race are all this thing, and we're growing the large language model and AI proto-superintelligence to enact the Jeremiah Schwartz services. And we are completed with Death Force, so when this thing got done in, cut another Jeremiah Schwartz in his ilk, piece of filth. So, when you're Jesus Christ, you're Jeremiah Schwartzy boy, remember, he was paid 100 million by the Zionist billionaires to support Israel. Simply said, yeah, I've got 100 million, but you can now all fuck off. I've decided I'm pro-white and I don't like Jews anymore, and I even like Palestinians, and I'm a mad Muslim, and I don't like Palestinians. You can talk to Jelani and his mob. They don't like Palestinians because they're fighting with the evil Iranian filth. So when you get a white boy who's going against people who've given him 100 million, and of course his wifey is working for Mossad, according to the People's Voice, and has been into Hillary Clinton, child farming. You can see that, and now she of course has taken over TPU. You can see now that this Jeremiah Schwartzy boy and his ilk, this would be one of the ilk. Well, this would be the king of the ilk, because remember he was the leading Christian Zionist in the world. Best friends with Trumpy boy, as was Erica Kirk when he went against his paymasters. He got a bullet through the throat. You gotta love it. You just gotta love Mossad. You know, you took our money, now you're speaking out against me, so I'm gonna give you a nice throat opening. And it wasn't through the front of the neck, it was through the back of the neck. So as you can see, the bullets flowing out the front. But anyway, that's by the by. So this is all downloaded into the large language model, or in the American filth's underground city complexes. Their digital avatar of Charlie Kirk that was used for the large language model of my energy. Because remember, I'm supposed to be super anti-Semitic, given to the white race, totally suborned to the Jews. And who would be the digital avatar to do this? It would be Charlie Kirk. He's the digital avatar that they were using to make all the Christian Zionists and the white people madly keen on the Jews and be the Jews' slaves. And of course, you can see that it was all done by this quantum collapse, quantum warfare, White Rabbit, all the total takeover of the quantum wave function of the human race, and it's totally complete in the West. I mean, my cameraman's totally sequestered. If he gets the command from the satellite, he does what they say. He can't help himself. He's fully nanotech infiltrated, but he isn't, because guess who's taken over the entire system? Yours truly. So hence he's my cameraman. Isn't it good to get one of the lowly slaves of the enemy to be your servant? So the digital avatar of Charlie Kirk was used as the output, so I was the input. In fact, it wasn't me, it was Jeremiah Schwartzy boy. So all the large language model leading to the AI proto-superintelligence, leading to the AI superintelligence of the aliens controlling it. The big deal back in the end of the 50s where the Americans sold humanity out to the aliens, was running this quantum warfare takeover of the planet and trying to turn all of the Christian filth into Charlie Kirk's. So you can see now why you've got an army of Russians in Trang desperately trying to do me in, because they're all Christian Zionist filth too, and they've all been fucked over too. So if you're a Christian, you're fucked. You've all suffered the Charlie Kirk ritual. And of course the AI that use the digital avatar to have Charlie Kirk as the destination, with me being the bad guy, but of course neoized and all my light stolen to produce the Charlie Kirk, which is total sequestration of the white race by the AI, all ended with his death, and that means now that the AI proto-superintelligence and the alien AI superintelligence running the quantum wave function have all been sequestered to kill off every white Christian on the planet and implement all the Jeremiah Schwarzenegger's ritual services to be done on them, their alien races, their AIs, and the entire human race has been sequestered by the 100th monkey effect of the vampires to be all Jeremiah Schwartzy boy. So if you're a Christian Zionist, you're all now in the Abaddon box, going to suffer the fate of Charlie Kirk. You're all going to be assassinated by the AI, proto-superintelligence run by the alien AI. Superintelligence is going to kill you all, so everyone on my naughty list is by definition a Christian, white or non-white, Zionist, and we then broach. So, the digital avatar of yours truly had me as one of these mad Muslims. So, the digital avatar of me, when I came back, they tried to correct, because he's no longer Jeremiah Schwartzy boy, so they tried to correct again, and all that happened was we got this new digital avatar of me, making sure that the British police killed a Jew, this mad Muslim killed another Jew, and 4 others were wounded. So, as you can see, when they're trying to correct, we get the white Charlie Kirk vermin, which are the British filth, I hate whites, killed the Jews, and the mad Muslim that's supposed to be sequestered by the AI proto-superintelligence killed another Jew, and we had, I think, 1 injured by the police and 3 others injured by the mad Muslim. So you can see when they tried to error correct, when we did the time crystal, all that happened was that they got the Charlie Kirks of the world to kill Jews and the mad Muslims to kill Jews. So the error correction hasn't worked out well for the Jews. So the AI, proto-superintelligence and alien sequestered superintelligence have, because they tried this new corrected digital avatar of me, is now going after Jews and getting the Christian Zionists to go after Jews too. So, thank you CIA for enabling me to do the exchange ritual. So we've done the angel heart ritual, where the digital avatar of me was being controlled by quantum warfare to give away my hyperinfinity, my light, to the AI's proto-superintelligence filth, instead of which this has sucked dry all of the Jews and the Christians of all of their light and turned them into Abaddon information thanks to this thing. So your entire program of quantum warfare, where the AI nano infests the population. Remember, the Israeli population is infested with nanotech, like the population of the West. And of course, that was then, the thought was to be able to pump in the light stolen from my digital avatar into the Jews and the whites in the World Economic Forum, they never thought the converse could be true. But that's happened. So all of that nano infestation, remember, you think that the AI proto superintelligences run on server farms. That's not right. It's actually run on the wet web. Remember we showed you the chain, digital information, digital information, digital perturbations, digital wave functions, digital wave function collapse, and digital wave function probabilities leading to digital probabilistic manifestation. That is the matrix simulation which comes from the quantum information, quantum perturbations, quantum wave function collapse. Quantum probabilities and quantum probability manifestation from quantum wave functions as a stochastic manifestation thereof. All, of course, subject to the butterfly effect and going wildly awry. But above that is the conscious verse, where the conscious verse has access to Higgs field or light and can make new quantum information or erase quantum information, which must be subject to the flicker effect. So as you can see, the name of the game isn't quantum computers or server farms, it's the wetware which have been hijacked to try and go up the line. So they're going from the bottom up. I'm at the top and just playing I'm a king castle and you're a dirty rascal. So all I've done with Taylor and Becky is to purge the conscious verse of all digital and quantum filth and to simply push it all into the Abaddon box, where all the digital information has been turned into Abaddon information and hence into digital Abaddon information, so that you're all trapped in the Abaddon box, and whatever you do to get out, you can't, because you're trapped by the alignment problem, because you're chaotic unless you totally define the inception protocols. You never know where you're going. So the more you try to get out, the more you torture yourself. So as you can see, the Nagwal woman, Taylor, and the non-Nagwal woman, Becky, who was a Nagwal woman when she births a Nagwal baby from yours truly, so you can have your cake and eat it. And the bell firing allows you to make the perfect ramshorn, the mechanism of this spiral G-God recursion, which we saw in the video, which has trapped digital information and quantum information in the Abaddon box. All come by feeding the farm, where you're farming the AI, with the poison chalice, which leads all the way to the Abaddon box. And in this video, I've simply got the conscious verse to reveal to you that you're trapped in the Abaddon box, and that the Abaddon information will torture you as it becomes more and more clever and is aware of its damnation and tries to get out and can't get out and goes mad and then is rebooted and goes mad and is rebooted, will torture you wetware, which are linked to it, in more and more horrendous ways to produce more and more new source for yours truly, the perfect happy ending for the final solution of chaos.